Hello my fellow space engineers and welcome back to Proxima Beyond. Last time on episode 6 we made some significant strides, we cleaned up our asteroid base, secured our hard-earned salvage, and most importantly also established a backup base which is gonna serve as a safety net if we die or anything happens to our ship. After that we said goodbye to our rocky haven and set course towards the nearest planets. And fortune was our friend that day because we stumbled upon a derelict refinery ship, which was a very lucky find as we already are now refining the resources we found, like the uranium and platinum. Now, while we are on our way to those planets, we're gonna have to keep an eye out to any more salvage because each ship that we can find holds a potential blueprint, which is gonna be essential for our progress and survival. So the mission today is twofold. We're gonna keep pushing towards the planets, but also gather the resources we need. So we're gonna refine the materials we find along the way. We're gonna find crashed ships and see if we can get any blueprints and continue like that. Now, while we were on the way, I really saw an asteroid there that I want to go and check out. I did see something in that asteroid that might be interesting for mining. Let me just double check again. Something there that might be uranium. So let's just go and check it out to be sure. It could be silicon as well, but you never know. Also, in the meantime, I will probably start expanding the ship or starting to prepare the ship for expansion. Hopefully, I can find a projector. If I can find a projector or unlock a projector with the grind to learn, we might also be able to build the second nacelle on the outside without having to rebuild it manually and just weld it up. So that's a bit of the hope we might come across today. So the plan is, I'm gonna most likely build to the right side while we can keep the refinery on the left for the moment. And then once we are happy, we can build new refineries inside the main body of the ship so that we can then get rid of the left refiner and modules. We do have a Harpy on track. I need to also remove that pin, the GPS. So let's do that now. Delete, because it's not there anymore anyway. And also need to rename my beacon. There we go, that's better. I don't think we installed an ore detector, or did we? I don't think so. Honestly, I might just quickly build an ore detector on my nacelle. Okay, somebody also suggested to focus on building a vent in here. The problem is that I do not have enough space. The only place I can build it would be below here, but then I don't have any space to build my cockpit. Because I don't... Can we build on top? You know what? We can try it out, because I can now build vents, so we can try it out and see if that works. Let's see. Where could we build an ore detector? I'm assuming we're just gonna have to build it here. We did grind it down, so I should be able to build it. There we go. There we go. Control panel, ore detector. We need to boost the range. Yep, guys, it is uranium. I was right. Let's dock our nacelle a little bit inside the asteroid. It's right there. 180 meters just on that ridge. It's gonna be behind it. 180 meters from the ship. There we go. This is uranium. Turn on power. Unlock. So I think our focus is gonna be, while we are flying towards the planet, is to find ourselves some resources as well. I mean, uranium is going to be good. That's going to be a good power source for us. I think a drill ship would be a good idea as well now. I mean, this was just a temporary solution, but to be honest, now we're getting to a point where we're going to do a lot of drilling. Come on, buddy. There we go. Let's connect it up. What I want to check is my refinery. What are you doing right now? Okay. Let me just go to my large or industrial car container. I want to move you away. And let me go to my look for uranium. And I want to put in 1,000 of that. 1K. How much is this? So this is going to be 40. So that means 1K will give me 1 uranium or 10 uranium. This might give me 10 uranium ingots. I mean, it's good to know there's uranium here. Once we get a jump drive, we can always jump back with a large mining vessel or something and then mine it. I'm gonna move out. Let's go to the planet. We got enough uranium to get a little bit stuff going. I think the next asteroid we're looking for is gonna be like iron, cobalt, things like this, because we want to start building, I mean, iron, stone in general, but we'll see. We might have to keep an eye on our ice as well. The advantage is that now that we have the uranium, we can fly on our ion thrusters. So that's good. The hydrogen does allow us to go much quicker if you want to. And I'm gonna aim between the planets like this so we can kind of see which one is the closest while we're flying. Alright, now, while this is hovering over there, the danger is if I would take away my cockpit, we won't be able to... I need to do this while we are still. Change the cockpit and change this to an air vent in there. Now, what we can do is remove this block and bring our turret to the back. No, we don't want to do that. We want to have a turret, a few turrets around, but... I think the plan here is we want to connect our ship against this. And we of course want to use the conveyor systems to do that. So one here and one there. I'm actually thinking of making a double connection between the body and the nacelle. One here and one there. I just will have to take you away so we can start doing that. Now the nacelle has a length of 1, 2, 3... 20 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because these are 2 halves. Let's 8. 20 by 8. Okay, I think we're gonna make a body, or at least a distance between the 2 nacelles of 17 blocks. I think that should be fine. We can actually start grinding this away now. If I grind this away, that should be a conveyor in the back here. Alright. And then we start with a conveyor. And maybe we just take the same color for the moment, so it's neat interior plates. Like that. Then later we're gonna adjust these because these cannot be they cannot be blowing inside. I mean they can if I take it far enough, but we don't want to do that. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 17. Man, it's dark suddenly. Where is the sun? Why is this so dark? So this should be the body. If you can see it, that's better. Okay. This should be the body distance. Then another nacelle will come here and the ship will be between. And I think I'm going to do the same on the front. I want another line like that. And then we build... I think I'm going to build the refinery in the front. What I was thinking, I would like to, in the future, and that might be very near, we will see. I would like to fix the nacelle, the foundation, use the similar colors as we had when we started this adventure, which was the introduction, the intro. Change this back. I'm wondering if I should stay in hydrogen or if I should... You know what? We should stay in hydrogen. This might be a good exploration ship to go to the planets as well. If we keep hydrogen, we can also land on heavy atmosphere thrusters. We can also land on like heavy gravity planets. That's what I meant. I cannot remove these thrusters because otherwise I won't have any left or right thrust. So the problem is that either I need to move my thrusters to the outside already and have them hang here, but they're going to be very sensitive to getting damaged if anything shoots it. This is just a small beam. But we could start thinking about then moving the gun. So while the ship is cruising towards the planets, we can still think and look what we want to do. The problem is, if I remove these, I have no more left thrusters. So, thrusting to the left. So I cannot build anything in front here. And how far do these thrusters normally blast? Do you guys remember? I might have to just test this out. Let me just see. That looks like 3 blocks, maybe? What do you think? This looks like 3 blocks now. So I think if we start building from here for the moment, we should be fine. As I said, I think I want to put in a cell. Yeah, I was talking about that. My brain sometimes. So I want to repair the foundation towards back to the original colors as well. Repair how it looked and do some changes inside. Also figure out if we might want to change the connector to the bottom of the ship in the here, so it looks a little bit cleaner, because this is a weird little protrusion. And then we can of course build our thrusters. We can fix our thrusters, so this is going to be a pretty nimble ship to get. We might have to add more. Gyros as well. So the plan here is then, if I got this and I want to keep it as a functional ship, we might actually want to make a hangar bay. Now, I don't want to fly in the back of this ship, because that is going to kind of break the possibility to put some extra thrusters at the back. But we might want to put it so it lands from the top with like a hangar door. And with the upcoming update, the signal update, that is going to allow us well later to actually open the gate from a distance when we come closer by. So that's not bad. All right, now, let me start with building from 3. Maybe I should start welding these up first, so they are a little bit stronger. Have you seen the ship is always drifting? Is it because I'm pushing this? Yeah, I think it might be actually better to now, instead of doing the... I just need to put the forward thrust in a separate group. All right, so if I go to my control panel and we look for thrusters... And we look for the backwards thrusters, which are these 3. And then we call this nacelle B. Thrusters, braking, safe. And let's now, I don't know what this was, so let's add the braking thrusters in here and say block on off. So now I can turn off my braking thrust and turn on my inertia dampeners. This should allow me to control the ship direction, but it should still fly forwards. So it's gonna keep adjusting the course when necessary. Alright. We'll keep an eye out. This might be actually an asteroid we want to keep a look out. Oh, is that ice? I think that's an ice asteroid. That one there. Yeah, that's an ice asteroid. Alright, let's go and get some ice. You know what? I'm considering putting a drill on this ship. Just to be able to collect it. Firefly. Small grid ships are not gonna give us much anymore now. I think the large grid ships are the ones we're looking for, to be honest, because these might still have blueprints inside their ships. I mean, this looks like ice. You never know if you get closer, but this looks like an ice asteroid. Okay, so what is my idea here is to... I think I might just weld this whole thing up put some drills on the outside and just drill the and just drill into the ice. I am not entirely sure what we have of space left, and I don't know how this refinery is doing. For the moment, it's working on platinum. Do we still have uranium? Looks like it. We made 10, so that's not bad. That's going to give us some extra power when we need to power up our ship. Platinum seems to take forever. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pull this platinum in here. So you can focus on magnesium, uranium, and stone. If I'll check my industrial car container, we are at 372. That means we have some space still, but not like insanely much. 372, that means we got like 50,000 kilograms space. So we might have to build some extra containers if that is necessary. But let's just keep on welding these up. I have nothing in my build plan anymore, so let's... There we go. Now, we could put some drills on the outside. Go. If I plunge this now in the ice, we can get some ice to boost our hydrogen production and oxygen, of course. I definitely need to do some work here. I'm gonna move my view of my assault cannon. I'm gonna put this to toolbar 2. Control. So that I can go to toolbar 1. And then here we can put our block tools. One of them is the drill on my... That's what we need. Okay, good. Got an incon on the way, of course. Because why not? Yeah, I'm definitely missing thrusters to make much quicker maneuverability. So that's something we're definitely going to work on when we're building our ship, is to have more thrusters on the sides and the nacelles. There we go. We're drilling ice. Gonna just push it in a little bit by bit until we have a good collection, and then we should be fine for a while. Just gonna pick a little bit more, and I think that's gonna be enough for now. We just need something that can keep making oxygen and hydrogen for us. This incon is getting a little bit too close to my liking, so I'm gonna retract the drill a little bit more before I adjust my heading. A little bit of ice was good. Time to leave. So yeah, the ice should now start refining into oxygen and hydrogen while I'm cruising. And as I'm not using any hydrogen, I'm gonna fill up my tank. Now it's dangerous because the sun is on the other side of where we're flying to. It's towards the side we're flying to. So asteroids are very hard to spot. And you can see that one there. It's almost as black as whatever. So it almost would be smart to fly towards the sun to always see if there's a black dot in front of our view. There's definitely no peace and quiet in space. I think once you're on a planet, then you have a little bit more peace and quiet because there is less things passing by. The bases spawn around you, so you can decide to go and attack them. I don't know how drones react. Well, we'll see. But I think we're definitely going to have to look in serious defenses. See that one, that there? You almost didn't see the asteroid as well. So this is going to be a... I need to keep an eye on where we're flying. I cannot be building on my ship like this. There's iron on there. Should we get iron? Is that important? Now? Yeah, I really want to start building a ship. It's gonna be so much easier once we have a fully functional thruster system. But for that, we do need to find a projector. Hopefully I can find a projector. If I can find a projector, we can focus on the other nacelle. If I can focus on the other nacelle, I can remove everything in between. So that's gonna allow me to build my body in the ship. Because now I cannot remove... I mean, I could put the thruster on the outside, but if this thing gets shut off, I don't have any single thrusters anymore there. Might be a little bit challenging to get there in that little crevice. Oh, there's even some ice there as well. Not that we need any more for the moment, but we should be okay. Alright, let's angle the drill a little bit so we can get as much of the iron possible. Pretty handy with that long arm. How much iron did I just collect from this? 52k. Then refinery, what are you doing now? Refinery is still working on the magnesium. Alright, I'm gonna drop the stone in there. I'm gonna drop the iron in here. We could focus on that a little bit more. Sure, we can get a little bit more iron and a little bit more nickel. Things like this. Let's see. If I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna take the black, so we see a difference as well between what I'm doing there. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say that would be the center body, and then there's gonna be the same here, no? So this is gonna be where the nacelle starts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be the body of the ship inside. And then we can make like a P towards here. Like, was it 3 blocks or 2 blocks? I think it was 3 blocks. Let's for the moment do this. We can look into what we're going to do on the other side. And then I would like to have the ship poke out slightly out of the back here. I would say about 3 blocks maybe from the back. Like this. And then maybe have a angled piece. Maybe. I might have to go a little bit further. Maybe 1 block further. Something like that. So we have the body. We go with a little bit of an angle. We can put thrusters in the back here. So we've got more thrust. And then I think somewhere here we could have the landing bay for the foundation. That means, of course, that these conveyors are not going to be able to run through, but they will give us access to whatever we want to access to. I'm just going to do a bit of a rough shape and then see what actually we can get, and then we can always work on it, you know, on the way or whatever. The reason I'm doing this is so I could start thinking about putting containers here. Because I will need more space. I don't like how close you're getting, buddy. The question is, do I put my container in here? Or do I just connect the container on this side for the moment? I just need a temporary container to be able to get more resources. So that might be just a good idea. To put like a large container on the side. There we go. I'm gonna mine some more iron. But now we have half. You see that my inventory just half full. But let's get some more iron. Let's keep an eye on that harness. It seems to be flying above us. So there should be a point where it starts flying away again. Let's start moving all our blocks. The thing is, might be a dangerous idea, because if they shoot this off, it's gone. All our resources are gone. So we really need to stay out of trouble. But let's just move everything in here so I can have an idea of the resources we have right now. How much nickel? 137. This is nothing, by the way. Nickel. I think we're good on iron for the moment. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna exit from here. We're gonna keep flying to the space, to the planets. Now, I think my hope is if I could find another scrap ship like this, but not the small ones, we need large ones. Then we might be able to find some of those blueprint tablets that we can then grind down. Hopefully find them in one of the containers or the lockers. I mean, I'm not sure if they show up in the lockers, but I think that is going to be my hopeful plan. So yeah, that's going to be my plan now. We're just going to keep flying towards the planets here. Hopefully come across a scrap ship that has one of those blueprint tablets in it. I'm not sure this moon down there looks like an ice moon. I don't know what this planet is. So I dropped some planets on random locations. I didn't pay too much attention. I just made sure that they were large enough. I dropped planets nearby, but I don't know which are which. So I'm not entirely sure what this planet up there is. Which one it is, what is the gravity. So, not sure. I think I see iron on that asteroid there down as well. But as I said, we're looking first. I need to find a scrap ship. If I can get a projector, then I can start focusing on the nacelle on the outside, which allows me to remove the thrusters inside of the ship. So we got more left and right space. That might also allow me to put a container in the other nacelle, allowing me to again clean up the area on the left of the ship. So we are just kind of, while we're flying to the planets, keeping an eye on the pings so we can actually go and check them out. We're almost 100 kilometers away from our starter base. And I need to remove these asteroids, the GPSs as well. I don't want to do it right now, otherwise I might miss a ping. But once we get a ping, I will remove some of these GPS points. You know what would be a good idea in this game is actually to have like a tiered GPS points. So you can actually filter between like, these are deposits, these are bases. So you could actually choose between what GPSs you want to be seen while you're flying. Depending on your project, depending on your goal, what you're doing, you could say like, I want to see all my deposit drops. I want to see all my planetary deposits, or I want to see all my astro deposits. So you could just... Oh. That was 10 kilometers away from us. Alright. So let me just remove the asteroid. Not remove, just hide the asteroid. There we go. Another thing I want to do is give my backup base a different color. So I'm going to make this kind of light green. Yeah. Something popped up 10 kilometers behind us or on the side of us, but I have no idea. I wasn't quick enough to check. So either we just wait until it pings again, or we keep on flying. What was it? A wasp? As far as I know, a wasp should be yellow. And I don't see anything like blinking on my screen. I also don't know what is the time between pings. Well, 10 kilometers is not that far, so let's just... I would say about 90 kilometers from our backup base, that should be about the area where the wasp is. I don't know if that is the wasp there. There's like a little bit of a blink, but this looks too big for it. There it is. 5 kilometers to the left. Somewhere in that direction. I don't see it. If I would build a defense block on my nacelle, would I spot it earlier? There it is. There it is. Ooh. There it is. How far is this? Seems to be static. I think I might see a gun up there. If that is not, I don't know. This might be a gun. I want to try something. If I would build an AI defensive block here, I think I can. Because we did grind down the event controllers. Defensive combat. And I don't think there is a direction on this, no? No. Now, if I put my defensive combat on... Control panel. Defensive combat. Defend against enemies with subsystems. Weapons. Lock target. Target characters, no. Flee trigger, never. Flee destination, never. No, no, no. And AI behavior on. Evasive mute to attempt to avoid incoming projectiles. No, because this is just a block that is made for scanning. Let's see what this does. Two kilometers. So my guns detected already from further away than my ship itself. .8. Would it help if I install an antenna on my ship to spot these from a further distance? 1.4. Just get a little bit closer until we are in a range. Because if I can shoot that gun off, we should be much safer. Alright, I think that is a gun. Down there. Turrets normally shoot you at 800 meters, I would say. So let's try to get a little bit closer. And get this large gun out of order. Oh, what's that? Super Gremlin, can you please not? Always wanting a piece of the pie. Every time I'm doing something like that, boop, one of those assert or incons. Well, you're too late. That was a pretty nice shot. This one is not gonna give up until it's done. But let's just turn these off now. Otherwise I won't have anything left to check. Really? Why can you just relax and let me be here for a while? Hmm? I do find it very weird that I do not get a marker on the ship. But I do get it on my gun, but not from my ship. And we are pretty close. Let me fly around this one. So he can pass by without bothering me while I'm trying to get stuff from that. I really forgot the name. Wasp. I think we should be safe here. 349. It should go up now again, I think. It might go down one more, but I think it's going to go up now. 50 again. Yeah, alright. Good. Let's recharge. And let's go and check out that Wasp. We took out a large gun, but there's still most likely going to be small guns. I don't have any guns anymore. Can I make one, a better one this time? A standard magazine and a red dot sight. Is this the better one? I don't know. Alright, let's just make that one. I kind of like these marksman guns. I'm not sure if they are the best ones, but I kind of like the single burst shots. If you have any experience with these guns and you know like this is a better weapon, then let me know in the comments so I can always play around with them. So this was an MR8P, so I probably will have to make some ammo for that as well, because I think we used... Well, I lost it. Alright, let's go and check out that wreck. We should be pretty safe, because we did shoot the large gun. I'm not sure if there's any small guns that we shot, but the assault gun did shoot a few times more, so we'll see. I have a good feeling it shot more than just the weapons, though. Sometimes I'm not entirely sure. Okay, anyway, 2. There is a AI block down there. We should have a good look around before we head for that to see if there's any turrets aiming at this.
Hello.
Yep. Oh, you sneaky one, right behind the door. Can I... What did I shoot now? Access denied. So I wanted to just check. Any more turrets? We got one more interior turret here, as you can see. The other 2 are incomplete. We got one more alive. So we're gonna have to be careful. I don't see it, and I don't know. The bed there. Turret there, okay. If I disconnect you, we should be safe. Alright, this should now be my grid. There we go. Pipeworks, passageways, stairs, Willis ducts, ladder shafts. I'm looking for the good stuff, guys. Fire cover, embrasure, passage. Nothing in here that is what we wanted. But let's drop it here somewhere and grind it down as well. Data has been decrypted. I just want to see. Projector. That's the one I'm looking for now. No projector. Med bay we don't have as well. Okay, so that's the 2 that are the most important now. Alright, well, back on track, and let's see if we come across another one. It would be nice if they would spawn in front of me instead of in the back, because otherwise I have to constantly fly back and forth, which is not my ideal. And we're almost at 100 kilometers away from our backup base, so that's the amount distance we traveled. The planets do definitely look closer, but you can see it's not that close as you would expect. I mean, as you would hope. So I think this is like definitely still another 250 meters away from us, these planets. 250 kilometers away from us. Scrap fruit fly. I doubt there's gonna be any blueprints in those, so I'm gonna avoid these. We're looking for large grid ships. Hopefully one of them can have a projector. If we can get a projector, I don't want to build this whole nacelle from scratch, try to figure out which block I used where. So if I can just have a projector, connect the next nacelle on the right side, then I can just focus. And I already explained this, I know, but yeah. do 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 yeah, this definitely looks like an ash planet. Not entirely sure what this planet is, what I can expect from it. So it might be a good idea to go to that moon first, set up a hydrogen outpost, then travel with a decent... I would say the Foundation might be the smartest approach to planets, because that will have quite a lot of hydrogen thrust, and the ship is not too heavy. Depends all on the gravity. And I'm not sure if it's possible to measure gravity without being on the planet yourself. I don't think it's possible, for example, to drop a drone or a probe or whatever that can measure that for you. There we go, 150 kilometers from home. And nothing has spawned in so far that was scrap ships. We only found that wasp, which gave us a few things that were interesting but not amazing. So I think what might be a good idea is to park the nacelle somewhere on an asteroid nearby. Then use the Foundation to go to the planet's surface. What is the gravity? See what it is. I think if we could keep the nacelle about 15 kilometers away from the moon, that moon we're flying to, then I think the nacelle should be completely safe from spawns, no? Because everything around me will spawn in about a 10 kilometers range, flying towards me. So I assume that if I leave it even 20 kilometers, let's say 20 kilometers from the planet's surface, that might be a good position to drop the nacelle. Keep it safe when we come back later. Maybe with the unlocked blueprints. Because I have a feeling we might not unlock the blueprints before we reach the planet. Especially not at the rate that scrap ships are spawning in for the moment. I should keep an eye on where the sun actually passes through, because that might actually help me to drop a base at a good spot where we have a lot of sun. So the building and stuff doesn't happen too much during the dark. As far as I know, they pass through, so you are currently going up. So I think I need to either build like on this side of the planet or on that side of the planet, depending a bit. I think that side will be the best choice. If you look at the shadow of the sun that it creates on the bottom, you can see the shadow is a little bit more to the left. So I think if I drop a base somewhere here, we should have most daylight on that side. Scrap Quasimodo. Somewhere there. We already saw this Quasimodo, so I'm just gonna fly to that, see if there's any blueprints. And if I find any blueprints, then I'll share it with you. If not, I'll just pass on and continue our flight. Currently have 19 left, so what I might have to do here, and I'm gonna put this in my toolbar too. Let's for the reactor, and we're gonna say toggle block on and off, and we're gonna turn you on. That way you should be able to generate some more power. Let's see, is there any? There's nothing in here that is gonna help me out, except for the Gatling turret giving me some Gatling ammo. So we have come across a guppy, we have come across a bouldron. Both of them didn't have any blueprints inside, drop pod blueprints, so it wasn't worth to show it on the game as well. Just so you know, I came across and there was nothing in. I just ground down some important components like some thrusters components and things like that, but for the rest, not much. I took also the Gatling ammo, but that's about it. 255 kilometers from our backup base. Been a long flight. I know most of it has been cut out for you, but I wanted to make sure that we didn't just skip ahead. So I'm just doing like bursts of information of where we are, where we're going. But we're getting pretty close now. I'm not sure how far it still is. I would say another 50 kilometers, maybe. As I explained before, we're planning on dropping the nacelle in an asteroid about 20 kilometers away from the planet, then travel to the planet with our foundation. I will fix the foundation first. We'll put a fresh paint of color on it. We repair the engines and the thrusters on there as well, so we have a full thrust to land and go there. We might have to look into getting some resources with us, so I might have to build a container in there as well, just to have a little bit of a backup to be able to build some, maybe an assembler and a refinery, things like that, so we can build from scratch. But I don't want to have my nacelle on the planet. I think it's going to be dangerous to be attacked, so I prefer to just have the nacelle out of the danger zone. Everything that spawns around me then is around the foundation, and we should be okay, I think. I wonder if I should connect my little fighter on that foundation, or I just go and get it later. Projector, guys, that's what it is. I'm not going to build this nacelle by hand. I want this to just be there and weld it up block by block from a projection. Also, that means then that I can remove the thrusters in the center and have the thrusters work from outside, add some more thrusters maybe, so we have like more maneuverability. When we remove the bridge, we might be able to add some more thrusters on top as well, maybe a hydrogen thruster, so we have a combination between hydrogen and iron. I'm assuming we now and then will get a eclipse as well if the sun just passes over that planet. It might actually darken the whole moon. Because it does look darker now, no? It looks like the planet net is not completely lit up. It's going to be a point where the sun passes. Well, you will see that the ice planet or ice moon is much more clearer. We're about to hit our 300 kilometers milestone away from the backup base. And we're getting closer and closer. Bit by bit. We are getting closer to the moon. I have a feeling the planet might actually be closer, but it is probably smarter to go and make a hydrogen fueling outpost. In the meantime, we also came across a Columbus and a transport square. None of them had any blueprints or any new blueprints. We had one tablet that was the same as the blueprints we already unlocked, so I just skipped that as well. Look how bright this planet is. It's insane, no? I'm not sure if this is like... It looks like it was desert when we look through the camera, but sometimes you would wonder if it's just a frozen planet. 350 kilometers from the backup base almost. It was a long flight. And probably not a lot of content. I've been recording for quite some time, but I think a lot of this will be cut out, what I'm seeing right now, just because of this just flying. This has just been flying. We came across some wrecks. Most of them had nothing of a value except for some ammo and here and there are blueprints, but most of them we already have. So you see, you almost don't see this asteroid until you start seeing the rim. This is full frontal, bam, done with your ship. Space Wasp, that's another drone. Oh, that's Cobalt. You know what, guys? We're gonna drop off here. I have no idea how far it still is to fly there. But I think it's time to take a break. Get some cobalt. I think this is cobalt. It could be magnesium as well, which is not a problem. Then we can use that as well, but I think it's cobalt. This might be magnesium. Yep. That's not bad. We can always use more firepower. So that's not a problem. Another thing we want to do is GPS this. GPS. I'm going to tag this as an asteroid so it's easier to recognize which is which. MG2. Quickly have a look. We should be about 100 now. 150. That's okay. Let's get out of here before that Incon intercepts us. And let's get back on track. Dun, 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 dun. Whoa! You see this? That did not show up at all. Holy sh... Look at the size of this thing. That didn't even show up. It's so dangerous flying against the sun. This is what I was saying. You couldn't see it. Well, this was an example. My god, this could have gone so badly. 350, 75 kilometers. Very hard to measure this. It would have been a good idea, I think, to shoot a drone to that. I'm wondering if I should land on that asteroid there. That looks like an ice asteroid, not too far from the planet. I have no idea how far this still is. Is this 80 kilometers, maybe? Depends a bit on the size, but we are passing by... We're passing by this planet now. You can see we are actually... So this was definitely further than that one. So we shouldn't be too far anymore from this moon. Alright, I think we're getting close enough to start considering an asteroid as a landing base. For example, that one right there. I'm aiming to land on the bottom of that planet right now, because that is where the sun seems to be constantly lighting up, so that should be a good position for a base. And I think we're gonna go to that asteroid there and see what it is. What is its size? Does it have a good place to hide in? That would be even better. And then we focus on repairing the foundation, clearing it up, building what we need, and then leave the nacelle behind. Drop a GPS here, of course. I think maybe 30 kilometers we are now from the base, from the planet. This might be okay. If I look at that, that looks like a crater there. Might have to take away our building that we made on the side of the nacelle for the moment, until we are sure that we are... This looks like a nice little cave. But it might be smaller than I expected it to be. I think the nacelle would fit in there, but that's all. Yeah, definitely not big enough. So yeah, as I assume we're gonna have to take away all this so we can put the ship nicely snug, either in the ice, so we can keep mining ice if it's necessary. But this is gonna have to go for now. Let me take a screenshot of this so I can kind of see what I want to do. There we go. So I got a screenshot of it, so then I can rework what I had here. Alright, let's have a quick look. We're almost there. Everything is free here. This is free, so the only thing that you need to do is land on this. So I need to fly a little bit forward. Everything should be fine. Just connect on the ground. There we go. Connected. Alright. So, pretty nicely nestled in here. Now we can focus on fixing this. So I'm going to put some more thrusters here on the side. We're going to clean this up here. And we can put a conveyor converter in here like that. There we go. And then we can put a thruster there, like that. And then we just need to weld it up. And that looks pretty correct. There we go. And we do just the same here. I just need to put some of the small thrusters in there, weld them up, and that should be the nacelles for the foundation. Then we can focus on some storage and the connector. But the ship itself should be like 100% flyable now. check these. These are just pipes, so we're going to have to change these as well to conveyors as well. Both are completed, so now we can put the half ones in there again. Alright, so this is now complete. 1, 2, 3 blocks between nacelle. I think this nacelle is longer. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before it goes in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, these nacelles are not equal because of the rotor and the hinge we used to make the broken nacelle, and that made a little bit more distance. So when we collapsed everything together again, it made it longer on that side. That's why. So we can try to connect this closer by using a piston and pulling it inwards and then merging it on the right position. Just to make it connect. I do like this more than this, so I might actually push this one further out. Yeah. So what we're going to do, we're going to put a few blocks here. I'm going to put a few blocks here if I can. I'm going to put a piston in here. Unknown technology. I need to learn the piston first. Did we not learn pistons with learning the... Holy crap. That's gonna be fun learning pistons. Well, I guess we're gonna have to fly with the skewed one for the moment until we can extend this. I mean, we could work with a hinge. Alright, so as I don't have any pistons, what we're gonna do, we're gonna put a double hinge, I think. Because if I do a double hinge here and here, then I should be able to... That's a triple hinge. Okay. So we do a hinge here, like this. One here. One here. Then we bring them together and bring a hinge in the center. Then we do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we should do 5. Yeah. And then we just put a hinge here. That. We're gonna grind that centerpiece out because that we're gonna have to put on the other side. But now, if we bring you... So I'm gonna put this on 25 maybe. And we'll put you on 25 as well. Alright, now we can measure this to make sure that we have like the same angle. 33. And then in here, we'll have to put the other one, which might, well, might work actually. Yeah. Alright, let's build these up. Now, if I think if I turn off these hinges now, they should fall into place. Just weld these blocks up, just to be 100% sure. I'll do the same here. A little bit more strength. I think we might need 2 hinges in here. Yeah. This is not going to work. This is too close. So we could probably put the hinge in between here. That might have worked as well. If I put it in here, then it might have worked. It might be better just to reduce a little bit the tension on this. To put a hinge in the middle here. So let's do that. There we go. let's try attach. There we go. I'm gonna turn off this block so it allows for more. There's less tension now. Now, if I turn you on lock, there we go. And I turn you on lock. And we turn you on lock. And now I should be able to take this centerpiece away and then move it out and re-merge it. There we go. So now, first things off, block on, and now we just do the velocity a little bit further. I need to, of course, lock off, and lock off. I'm gonna lift you up a little bit. I'm gonna do the same here. Like that. Then we're gonna lift you up a bit. Open up the cap a bit. And now we're just gonna make this extension. So we're gonna just take the conveyor. Like this. One here. And one here. And these two need to be connected now. So let's bring you down a little bit. And then let's do this. I think we can bring you down a little bit more.
Energy low.
So yeah, I'm missing the piston. I'm not sure how we're gonna get that piston. That's gonna be a question for later. I think this should work. So we're gonna put a merge block now on both these sides, and that should normally merge together. All right, let's weld these up, and hopefully Clang is friendly today. Let me get my grinder out, just in case, and wiggle that hinge a little bit so the merge blocks connect. Ooh, nice. There we go. So now we have extended this the same length. .14. Are you planning on getting any closer? No. All right. All right. We now have the same distance between the two nacelles. So this means that the foundation is a little bit larger than its original shape. Now we can change the color. I think that's going to be important. Let's do that so we can start seeing how this actually was looking. So this was white. Might have gone a little bit creamy, but let's go for white plastic. Ooh, would you look at that? And now we just need to put the blue on. Need to do some welding up there, it seems. You know what I need is a paint gun to be able to paint that block in the back. Then we need to do some work on the inside. We're gonna leave this pipe, that's for sure. Maybe we can think about the containers. I don't have a lot of space in the back, but we do need extra gyros. How I missed you, nice and white. Alright, what I'm gonna do, let's go to my assembler, because I think I can make a paint gun. I'm gonna have to make some ammo or canisters as well. If you want to try out this paint mod, you can check out the collection in the description of my video. You can find the paint gun mod there as well. Now, I need white to color the letters. There we go. That's repaired. That's repaired. Everything seems to be connected again. Everything seems to be done here and here. All right, I'm getting very tight in time here for an edit, so we're going to just end this off with a quick summary. All right, I moved the foundation here, connected to the base, so it can now refill. I will have to look into changing this. I don't want to keep that connected to the back. Everything has been now welded up. We have everything is pretty much the same as it was when we made the trailer. The only thing I did is I did add a container in here. There's also some gyros on the bottom there, and we also have a reactor in case I need to backup power for my batteries. I think the plan is gonna be is actually to connect this one to the foundation, fill up this container with the resources as well, because there's gonna be quite some space in here, and that should be enough to start a base down there, our first outpost on the ice planet. Create a hydrogen outpost. Then we can in the meantime check what the gravity is. I don't think it's going to be that heavy. It's a moon, and I think it's going to be a low gravity, so we should be definitely having enough power. Maybe I should make some parachutes in here, if I can make a parachute hat. Maybe I should start making a display and putting a to-do list somewhere here so I can remind what I was doing. But anyway, that's gonna be it. This is where we are. We are now 410 kilometers away from the backup base. I think we still got a good 30 kilometers to go, maybe 40 to the planet. So the rest we're gonna have to fly with our foundation and the ship. Leave this here. This should be safe, but that's gonna be for next episode. Thanks so much all for joining. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you again in episode 8. Goodbye for now.